Hey guys, how you doing? So we are back. We're going to spin the wheel and roll the astro dice. I did get some messages during the pre-shuffle with the different decks that I was guided to. So someone, bless their soul, is working on dream achieving as an earth angel and staying loyal despite energy. So I was picking up on a major intellectual reset taking place for someone who is sacrificing a guardian or seer or a highly intuitive person. There's consequence for the loss there's consequences in the loss of like a divine connection that they have. They have an internal GPS like shutdown. They may end up relocating. They are going to be granted a gift of persuasion, but they're going to gain a lot of experience with the path they're choosing, like a lot. And a different psychic gift may come online either from within themselves or through another person that they gain access to. I feel like someone was attempting to honor a commitment after an attempt to maybe get away from it. So they're dealing with their demons made manifest in someone else. And it's someone that they would do anything for. But justice for high aligned energy, dealing with energies of others who miss the mark, are going to prevail. Like the higher energy is going to prevail. Communications will take place about a new beginning, but there's uncertainty about leaving the low vibe reality, and that lingers. They're going to end up deep diving back into the illusion. Unresolved inner child wounds. Someone is too proud and a detrimental romantic in their own mind who believes in the battle and ends up going back to the past life pattern thinking that they can win. That is the gist of the download that I was getting as I was shuffling through the different decks. So we're going to see what comes out. We're going to spin the wheel and roll the dice, see who this reading is for in divine time whenever it catches you. Pisces. All right. What other signs or placements may be relevant? We've got Neptune. Also Pisces, 12th house. We have Leo, also the sun in the 5th house. And we have the 11th house, which is also Aquarius or Uranian energy. Okay. You could have Pisces, Leo, or Aquarius in your big three. You could have Neptune, the sun, or Uranus in your 11th, 12th, or 5th house. Or in any of those signs, right? We can have Neptune, the sun, or Uranus in any of those signs. So we're going to get right into the message and see what comes out. Spirit, please. Yeah, I feel like whoever this reading is for or about, right? If it's not about you, it might be giving you insight into a situation in particular. But someone is coming in like a knight in shining armor type archetype, and the other person is not a friend and soul. Like whoever this person is that's going back into the dark night, like they had a chance to come out of it. Like something, I feel like something snapped and they knew they had to get out of it, and then they hesitated and went back in thinking they could win, thinking that they could save whatever it is or whoever it is. Who are we dealing with, please, Spirit? Who are we dealing with? What energies are the most relevant that we need insight into? We've got Ruin as the first card. Who's the second energy? and the rogue, and the rogue. Bottom of the deck is the fates. Well, clarifying energy, please. This is my hand-drawn deck. I'm also using the Deck of Many Things, the Prismavisions Tarot, the Cosmovisions Tarot, and my energy alignment cards. Clarify the ruin, please. Who is the ruin? Who is the ruin? We got the purity and the mushroom. Oof. Okay. And clarify the rogue. This is definitely on par with exactly what I was getting in the pre-shuffle. The wall. The rogue is a wall, blocking the rainbow. We do have the sun on the bottom. Oof. I was going to say, what's shining? The wounds was under that. The wounds are shining. Okay. Baggage is under that. So, what is the alignment of this person? Where is their energy at? Person number 1. What is their alignment? Where is their energy? Insight into their energy, please. Insight into their energy, please. We got pessimistic or high anxiety as a shadow. And we got adventurous as a light card. Where's the energy of the second person, the rogue? We got tells you what they think you want to hear, dishonest. I feel like there's more. What else? And unreasonable. Unreasonable as a second shadow. Okay. So the ruin card, it is exactly what it is. Not only does person number 1 take serious financial losses with whoever they're dealing with here, their intuitive faculties are offline around this person. I'm getting this imagery of like one of those like electrical blocking, like signal blocking devices. So like whenever person number 1 is around person number 2, their intuition's off. They're not hearing what they're meant to be hearing from spirit within themselves. They're probably running off their wounds. With the purity and the mushroom, this person does have genuine intentions or good positive intentions. It's just the thing with the mushroom is it's kind of not real, you know, like mushrooms can be a hallucinogenic, like it distorts reality. So whatever good intention they're acting from, it is from a distorted place. They probably feel like they are being the medicine when they're really the poison, right? We're dealing with that Piscean Neptune 12th house energy. So I'm not entirely surprised. They are pessimistic and high anxiety. So even though I felt like someone was going to be making the jump, right, trying to make the jump or get out of a rough situation with this person, they ultimately end up having so much anxiety, they go back into it and they end up going on a shadow adventure. That's person number one. Person number two is the rogue. Now, the rogue is an NPC. They're not a legit player in the game. They are an NPC. And they do nothing but damage. So they're a hostile energy. And no one knows it, right? And no one knows it. So like this first person does not genuinely realize what a roadblock, what a wall, literally, from their happiness and their healing that the second person is. They tell person number one what they think they want to hear. They're dishonest and they're unreasonable, so they're also unbending. So like whatever it is that person number one is providing as far as like pure light energy, genuine love, pure love, the rogue is not meeting them on a similar level. They're not reasonable. They're not returning the same energy that is being given. So let's get some cards. I'm going to pull 3 cards for each of them from the Prisma Vision Tarot, and then I'm going to clarify with the Cosmo Vision Tarot for each of them. Spirit, what is going on with person number one? What insight, please, for person number one? We got the Queen of Swords. That is the swan with its mouth tied shut by a red thread, right? And we got the Seven of Swords. This person's intuition is definitely shut down. Definitely shut down, and they are like full blown. Even the Queen of Swords is wearing a mask. She's wearing a mask. Like she's pretending to be the swan, like she knows. You know, the swan is indicative of that grace energy, that divine grace. And so she's wearing the mask and wearing the swan's feathers as a part of that mask, but tying up the actual swan. This person's playing God. This person's playing God. Give me one more for them, please. And the Magician. Yeah, and look at that Magician card. It's a shadow figure against the moon. And they're manipulating a small little human figure in their hands. This person is manipulative. They think they can win. They think they can win with this rogue energy. Legit. Give me some insight into the rogue, please. Give me some insight into the rogue. What is going on with them? What do we need to know about the rogue? King of Chalices, King of Cups, and the reverse. What else? What else? The Five of Wands. And give me one more. Seven of Wands in the reverse. Okay. Bottom of the deck is the Hermit. Top is the Ten of Chalices. Let's get some clarities on these, please, Spirit. Whew, I cut the deck to the maze. My gosh. All right. Let's get some clarities on this, please. Let's clarify person number one. What is the Queen of Swords? We got the protector in the reverse and the shapeshifter in the reverse. Clarify the Seven of Swords, the Ace of Wands in the reverse, and clarify the Magician. My deck is upright. We got the Seven of Birds in the reverse. That is the Seven of Swords. Clarify the Rogue, please. King of Chalices is the soulmate. King of Chalices in the reverse is the soulmate card. Let's get the Five of Wands, please. Clarify the Five of Wands. The Spirit Plane. Interesting. Clarify the Seven of Wands reversed. The Geomancer in the reverse. Wow. Bottom of the deck is the Fighter. I told you they're fighting. I told you they're fighting for it. Bottom of the deck is the Fighter. Hey, Kristen. Top of the deck is the Nine of Lotuses, the Nine of Cups. Okay. So listen. Person number one is, in fact, all logic and reason. They are not listening to their intuition. They are not listening to spirit at all. Instead of transforming or shifting into their own protector, it's the complete opposite, right? This person is stagnating in a detriment, cutting off their higher self. They're lying to themselves about a new beginning. And it's probably because if this is romantic, it's because there's some intimacy there. There's chemistry there. They're sticking it out because of how hot the chemistry is. They're equating chemistry to connection. If it's not romantic, they're lying to themselves about any potential spark actually being there, like spiritual spark. And they are trying to manipulate said person over here. They're trying to manipulate person number two to be what they want them to be, thinking that their way is the truth, right? The Magician is manipulating with the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So this person really does believe that they know the truth inside their head without listening to their highest self. They're in shadow. This is their shadow self trying to manipulate it. They are full blown in their shadow. Full blown in their shadow. They are playing God, and they're doing a horrible job. My God. Yeah, they're fighting. They're fighting for the wish. They're fighting for the dream. But they don't realize that it's a hermit's journey. Like, this is the dark night. This is where you go to find things deep within yourself that were previously buried and ignored. Right? This person's been avoiding the healing. The Rogue, right, as the soulmate with clarifying the King of Chalices. This is not a loving individual. This person is cold as super cold. Like, that is them as a soulmate. They are empty. They are empty. They have no emotions, no connection, no empathy, no compassion. This is not a person who cares. This is not a person who cares. The Five of Wands clarified by the Spirit Plane, like, it's letting you know that person number two, not only are they cold, their internal spiritual plane is conflict. They are at war with themselves. They are at war with the outer experience. They are battling through life. They're just trying to make it. They're just trying to survive. They're in survival mode. The Seven of Wands in the reverse with the Geomancer in the reverse. This person has no excuse. They are not defending themselves spiritually, and they are being manipulative. They are using reality and the people in it for their own selfish reasons. They are using the reality around them for their own selfish reasons and motives. They are in pure survival mode. And they are 100% using person number one. 100%. 100%. With that Fates card, it's about reality unraveling and spinning anew. Like, person number one can choose to avoid this situation if they wanted to shine light on their wounds and heal. They could get the dream, the happily ever after, if they chose to heal. But they are fighting for a wish and not their own soul. They're not fighting for their own happiness. They're fighting for the happiness of someone else. The happiness of someone else is irrelevant. Person number two, I don't even think they feel quote unquote happy, especially not internally. They might have moments in life where they enjoy a moment. You know, they enjoy a day or they have a good time. But happy is not something that person number two is. They're not happy. They're completely conflicted inside. This is a shadow contract through and through. I feel like I need to pull. This is the Tarot of Sexual Magic. Mind you, I did put censors on all the cards. Spirit, what is going on between these two? What is going on between these two? Because person number one, like per the pre-shuffle, they definitely were thinking about being on their way out and then just went right back in. They went right back in like a knight in shining armor. Like, no, I'm going to keep throwing my good energy there into a soulless person. This is an NPC. What is going on between these two, Spirit? What is the insight? What is the insight? We've got the Empress with the two of Pentacles. So you can see the Empress is receiving, right? That's person number two, feminine energy. The person is receiving high energy, but not giving any, right? That feminine energy is not giving anything back to the person providing the experience, giving the cold shoulder. Giving the cold shoulder. We got the Eight of Wands. Yeah, it's definitely sexual. Like the image, she's holding up her chest and he's feeding her. So it's almost like she's flaunting herself and he's taking care of her. But she's not giving to him. Like she's very present and flaunting herself up. Like, I know you want my energy. I know you want my good energy. Yeah, Eight of Swords. She's distracted. When it comes to actually like being present though, she's distracted. She's looking off in the background at the satyr. She's listening to her own demons. She's distracted by her own demons. Whoever person number two is. No follow through. Give me two more and then we'll get some clarities. The Queen of Wands. What else? Give me one more. with the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, she's like, I don't know, maybe I need help. Because, look, he's ready to go. He's already naked. He's already naked in this card. And she's like, oh, I just need to take off my boot. You know, she's taking her time. And she's completely cold and withdrawn. Look at how withdrawn she is. She's looking at her own reflection. She don't care that he's groveling at her feet. She don't care. She's just looking at her own reflection and the crown on her head. I'm the one. I'm the queen, right? I'm the one. I'm the queen. Getting all this good energy. Not once in any of these cards is person number 2 paying any mind at all to person number 1's needs or desires. Yeah, 5 of Wands on the Empress. A part of them I feel like person number 2 is holding on to person number 1 because they have a serious jealousy issue. That 5 of Wands came out on their side. And this is about envy. Person number 2 doesn't want person number 1 to go back to whoever the intuitive or seer kind of guardian energy is. That's the wall. Person number 2 is legit the wall between person number 1 and whoever their highest path is. Because they're jealous, they're envious. Yeah, 8 of Chalices on the 2 of Pentacles. Like, look at this. She's pushing away. There are beautiful cards in this deck. They just have not come out, guys. She's pushing away. And it's a mirror, right? It's a mirror of person number 1 who is ignoring their intuition, ignoring their heart space, who just wants to receive, but they're in this kind of jealousy or envy, even potentially of the first person's like other person, like whoever it was that is being denied access to person number 1 in their high energy. Person number 1 is not listening to their intuition at all. Their intuition's like, hey, you know, like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, I know you want to listen to me, but you're not, though. Yeah, look. He wants what he wants, and he's trying to pry her mouth open, and she's cupping him up like, no. She's pulling away like it's forced. It's so forced. The mind is trying to make it work. The mind is trying to make it work without listening to the intuition. 8 of Swords with the 4 of Chalices. Someone knows, like, they're seriously missing an opportunity. And that's the thing. To cut the cord with whoever is that magnetized energy, right? The scissors with the magnet at the bottom. The cord needs to get cut. Because they're missing an opportunity. That's why they're in such high anxiety. They feel like they're trapped and can't make a move, but it's because the healing hasn't taken place. We got the Knave of Chalices, the Page of Cups in the reverse. The mind can't get it. And it's like they want to communicate, they want to express their needs or desires, they want to manifest what it is from a beginner's heart, and they can't. They can't. And I feel like a lot of that is person number 2. Like, a part of them wants to be able to be intimate or close or loving in return, and they just can't do it. They can't do it because they don't actually love or care about person number 1. They legit just do not want them with anybody else. And the Knave of Pentacles. The mind is forcing the heart to drink. Like, I don't care. You're going to enjoy it, even if we have to drink through it. Whoever person number 2 is, if it's romantic, they might only be able to be intimate with person number 1 if they're intoxicated. They turn their intuition off and just go through the motions. And or person number 1 also knows that, and so they're constantly trying to get person number 2 intoxicated because they're less likely to resist. Wow. We got the King of Chalices on the bottom. And the Ace of Chalices on top. This is a king. A king, person number 1, with someone who is essentially selling their energy, right? This is a sex worker. A king. With someone who is literally selling their soul for whatever the king is providing. That's brutal. Like, that's unfortunate, you know, and I'm sure like this message is relevant because people do it. People do it. You get somebody who thinks that they can genuinely save another person and be the medicine and be the knight in shining armor archetype, man or woman, doesn't matter. But this person, whoever person number 1 is, like, they are a pessimist. They do not know their own worth, obviously. What they're capable of deserves to be reciprocated, but they don't know how to receive. They don't know how to receive love. They probably push it away, which is why they're with a very cold, I don't really care about you person. And if you have needs and I have to be intoxicated to provide, then I guess I will. But I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't choose it of my own free will. Hi, Mrs. Wasabi. How you doing? Nice to see you. Yeah, but they wouldn't do it of their own. You know what I mean? Like, their own intuition is not guiding them to be with person number 1. They are not guided to be with person number 1 at all. They're just a brick wall. They have no feelings for person number 1. They have no caring for person number 1. They will go through the motions by force if they have to. But they're just a wall. And it's because they're genuinely envious of whoever the seer is, whoever this third outside energy is. Who's the outside energy? What deck? I'm going to pull Kipper. I'm going to pull Harrow. Who is this other outside person? Because these two are in a toxic la-la land with each other. Because obviously selling themselves for whatever person number 1 is providing is okay. Like, not to be crude, but person number 2 is essentially prostituting themselves for whatever person number 1 is providing. They've put a price on their soul. And person number 1 pays that price, both literally and metaphorically. Yeah. The coffin in the house. This person, whoever person number 1, hey Lala, how you doing? Whoever person number 1's seer is, they were the safe place. They were the house. They were the home. And it's nails in the coffin. It's done. It's done. I feel like wherever this person is, they are at peace. They are at peace wherever they are. But even the house is gated. Like, they've barred person number 1 from re-entering, especially in that energy. I mean, person number 1 is literally in the ruin card, right? They've chosen the shadow path. They're being manipulative, right? That magician energy. They're being so manipulative. What other clarifying energy can we get for this outside person that obviously person number one has disconnected from in their high path? The brass dwarf. You can't make this shit up. The brass dwarf gets out of horrible situations unscathed. Unscathed. Like, let me read this shit for you. The brass dwarf is resilient as shit. It's lawful, neutral. Neutral. The brass dwarf shows an Azure who represents invulnerability to a current danger. Although others might fall, they remain hale and strong. The brass dwarf can also mean a failure or dark fate for one, which in turn might save all others around them from greater danger. Whoever this outside person is, they are not affected by this. And because they weren't chosen, the dark fate, a failure or dark fate, that lands on person number one. Low vibing energy and low choices yield low results. Like, if person number one made their bed with person number two and set it on fire, then I guess they're laying in the bed they're burning. Like, ruin. They're not getting out of it. They're not getting out of it. I think they had opportunities to get out of it. There were times when their intuition was pinging at them to turn around, like U-turn, hard U-turn, go back, go back, go back. And they didn't. They chose their path. They committed to the path. They decided they were going to fight the good fight with person number two, not realizing that it is a lose-lose. It's a lose-lose. You can't just throw away an earth angel, a diamond, a swan. You can't just throw away the gifts of the divine and not think that there's going to be a slap in the face after. Like, whoever this person is chose the low road, and it is coming with some major slap. If they like being abused and they like being neglected, then that is a great path for them that they chose, because that's what they're getting. That's what they're getting. That is what they're getting. Let's get some guidance. I want to know what the divine conversation is. What is the divine conversation? Person number one chose low. Low. They chose spiritual ignorance. They're suffering in that. What is the divine conversation, please, Spirit, that you'd like to have with these two individuals? Person number one and person number two. What card above all others? Card or cards? We got quite a few. Okay. Yeah. Oh my God. Life is not meant to be hard. Stop putting off the one thing you know you must do. Life is not meant to be hard. You know what I think? I don't. And you should give it a try. Trust your gut, your soul on this one. Intuit it out. Spirit wants this person to tune in. They want this person to tune in. It says, you don't see them for the toxic energy that they are, a demon in angel's clothing. Hidden agenda motive. Person number two is so toxic. In regards to the third person, it says they didn't take you for granted or owe you anything. I called them in to be your teacher. What did you learn about yourself? It was grow up time. They didn't grow up. They did not evolve. They digressed, went and dove deep, head first into their shadow. Accused person number one of taking them for granted when it was probably in the mirror the other way around. Person number one was probably taking this person for granted. That's why they got this person in their mirror, because that's their energy. It says, if you can accuse another of lying, then you must face how you've lied to yourself. What's intolerable? Mirror, mirror. Mirror, mirror. Person number one, seer, guardian, earth angel, intuitive, whatever person number three was in their mirror. Like, this was the choice you have. You can be this energy and receive this energy, or you can deny this energy and be denied that energy moving forward. Like, if they thought if person number one thought that, you know, their person was truly a liar and taking them for granted and all of this shit, like, they could not be more mistaken. Whoever lost person number one, whoever this third energy is, dodged a hard bullet. Dodged a bullet, because person number one was not ready to receive their good energy. Was not ready at all. At all. This person believes that life is hard. This person believes that life is a struggle. This person believes that, you know, when you're in a toxic relationship, you got to fight the good fight. And it's not about that. We are not here to fight for other people. We are here to fight for our own healing and let our healing align us with the right people. Like, we're not supposed to fight. Life is not supposed to be hard. They don't see them for the toxic energy that they are, right? A demon in angel's clothing. My God. That, I will pray. I will pray for person number one. Person number two is an NPC, but person number one was a player in the game and demoted themselves to an NPC level. They are a king energy who demoted themselves and sold their soul, like prostituting themselves for person number two. They are a slave to person number two, trapped with person number two inside their own demons and inside their own headspace. Like, you get the energy that you give. The energy that you put out there is what you receive. Person number one had an opportunity to choose the high road and did not, and they are not getting the high manifestation. Dems to breaks. And that's the way it is. So whoever this reading was for or about, right? If you're viewing this and you know exactly who the hell I'm talking about because you're person number three, because you're the one that got away, like, you are legit the one that got away. You were the high manifestation. It is not your fault. It's not that you weren't good enough. You were great. You were great. And you didn't deserve the energy that person number one would have given you. That's why you're the brass dwarf. That's why you got out unscathed. You are favored by the divine. You are a blessing. This is not about, it must be me. Why would they choose this person, this shadow person, over me? What's wrong with me? Like, don't ever go there with yourself, ever. This has nothing to do with you not being, quote unquote, good enough. It has everything to do with person number one not feeling deserving of you and sabotaging it. You didn't do anything wrong. You were an amazing person. You probably would have done anything for person number one, short of sell your soul for them. Like, yeah, I'll love you, but not to the graveyard kind of thing. You drew a line. You drew a line. And holding that line kept you in the divine's favor. Kept you blessed. Like, yeah, you had to take the loss of person number one, but you didn't get ruined with them. Hey, Christina, how you doing? Yeah, you didn't get ruined with them. They chose a path of ruin. That's on them. You're like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Like, I do have my intuition. I do check in with myself. I do listen to how I feel. I do listen to spirit. Like, I'm intuitive. I see the signs. I read the writing on the wall. I can read the writing on the wall. You do not want to let love in, so I gotta go because it hurts to try and love you. Person number one does not have that same wherewithal. They're like, oh, I'm being hurt. Let me try even harder. Oh, I'm still being hurt and it hurts even more. Okay, I'm just going to fight harder. And they just keep going in it, and they're getting their asses beat. They're getting their asses beat by spirit. This energy came out big yesterday in the Leo read. Given Leo also came out on the dice here. We've got a lot of energy out here. We've got Gemini out here. Really, we have Gemini out here. Twice. And we have conflicted Cancerian energy. Earth sign energy. The Geomancer. It's not tarot. It's an additional card special to the deck. It's an earth sign. This person might have like an earth moon or something like that. Earth sign rising, if not an earth sign outright. But we've got Gemini and Virgo out here. Unreal. Unreal. Yeah, this person was like, I'm in for an adventure and I'm going to take the shadow road. Yeah, it's like, no thanks. Yeah, been there, done that. No thanks. Exactly, Lala. Like, yeah, been there, done that. Been there, done that. Like, I love people. I have loved people to such places that I didn't even know I was capable of such love. But if you ask me to sacrifice my soul and become soulless, that's where I draw the line. I will not sell my soul for somebody. Absolutely not. Give up who I am. Give up what I love about myself. Give up my highest good, whatever it is. Whatever it is. Absolutely not. If you are not going to be the highest good path with me, then I'll pass. Hard pass. Hey, Sandy, how you doing? I love seeing all you guys in the chat. Thank you so much. I do love you guys so much. I'm going to end this reading here, and I'm probably going to go live again. Because why not? We're going to spin the wheel and do another reading and see what comes out. All right. Love you guys. I love you. I'll see you in a bit.